Thing in the chat. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Morning. You
The
feel?
hair looks great.
Oh, thank you. It is one of those days where I did um dry shampoo, so it's a little fluffier than usual.
Uh-huh. Oh, I just got up like 15 minutes ago, so
Oh, yeah.
forgive.
Similar. Yeah, similar. You're a little on the laggy side on your video, but
Okay. Might be a little
that's
lame here.
that's okay. Good morning.
Hi, Annabelle. How you doing?
All right, fine.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Put that away. Yeah, I got D&D later, so I got up and I went ahead and I was like, okay, I gotta go bug CVS um here, before I go. And so I was like, you know what? I'll get up, I'll just go ahead and get up, brush my teeth, do my hair, put actual real life clothes on, then go live and then do all the rest of it. So
Mm, man, I actually just I didn't, but a new video just went live on my channel.
Ah,
So it's a wrestling what if scenario.
okay.
Yeah. It's one of
I'll
those
have
things.
to.
It's a fantasy wrestling idea, and usually that gets the squirrel and the wheel in my brain, moving. So
Yeah.
figured, what the hell?
I'll have to look at it. I was trying to figure out what the premise of those was.
Mhm. Yep, it's just like the Marvel what if scenarios. What
Oh,
if this happened? What if that's happened? Well, because so many things lead to other things. It's like if this person wasn't doing this, if Hulk Hogan before he started wrestling in the WWF, he was at a different company. What if he never came to the WWF? Who would be the big star, or would that company survive? So
right.
it's exactly the same kind of scenario.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do that with, because I mean, whether you're a fan of wrestling or not, whether you know a lot about it or whatever, you can't deny, and no matter how you feel about him, you can't deny that Hulk Hogan had a big influence on the
Yep.
business as a whole, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So
So.
what would have happened if he were not uh part of it?
hmm
And if he had, like, the WWE is the bigger wrestling federation company, right? It's the
Yep.
the corporation. What if he had stayed um at the other company? Would he have been as big of a star over there because it was not WWE?
hmm Yep.
Yeah. Would they have been able to get him off the ground as big as WWE did?
hmm what happens if Freddie Mercury doesn't join Queen? You know, does he become the star? Did they become the big band? What if this?
Right.
What if that? So, I try to when I do those uh, fantasy booking type things,
Mhm.
I try to base it in some kind of reality, even though 100% it could never work. So it's like, yeah.
Well, and it raises the question, kind of, in some of those cases, was it the person, the star, or was it the company or the band that they were in?
Right. Yep. Could so and so survive if they weren't involved with this? If Ozzy Osbourne was never kicked out of Black Sabbath, would the band have just filtered into nothing, or would he have actually become a big star on his own, or what?
Yeah.
So,
Would those Marvel movies have been as huge as they were with other actors playing the characters?
hmm
Or was it Marvel that could have made anybody a star? Who knows?
right. hmm In later years, I think we've proven no, they can't.
No, no, no. Well, and from some of the beginning years too, with you when you notice some of the recasting that they've done.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can only do so much with some people, I think. Let's see here. Oh, we got some people hanging out in the.
People are watching, but you're not talking. What are you scared of? Come on,
Please don't.
don't be
We
scared.
bite, yes, but only if you ask us to, and only if
Sometimes
we've
we
got
don't.
made sure that you don't have parvo or something.
Hmm. Hello, Jay.
Good morning, Day. Yeah, that's the next
Yeah.
part. Is like, okay, yes, consent is a big thing, but we also got to make sure that you don't have a disease.
Hmm. So you have D&D today. We are cat sitting our neighbor's cat again.
Ah,
So we'll be checking on that, and I'm gonna vacuum this room. She already did the other three, so I got to do this one. And
yeah,
yeah,
Jay,
otherwise, it's
we having a good morning so far.
yeah, pretty good.
Still still working on waking up, but hey,
Mhm. This is what we do.
yeah, I'm so caught up on laundry from the last time that I think I got one basket of stuff that I wore this week, to redo.
Hmm. What do you guys believe in? I don't know.
Cthulhu, the Overlord. Okay, anyway,
There you
sorry.
go. Yep.
Let's
The
see.
other gods.
We got Eli or Ellie Decker, and then I'm gonna call you Nemesis. I like you. I like Nemesis. And then we got Dark Horse. Good morning. Good morning.
Dark
Some
Horse. That
cool.
was the name of my first band.
Yeah, we got some cool names coming up in here this morning.
Mhm. Omnipotent.
What?
Mhm. What?
That's a lot of energy this morning for Eli. Like, have you had your coffee or was it a Red Bull?
Crack of the neck. Hi,
Cracky
hi.
Nick. Like, like. Oh my goodness.
I was so friggin' exhausted Friday night, the first full week of work since November.
So neither for Eli, but Jay had a Red Bull. Oh boy.
There you go. Eli must be young.
Well, I've known some folks that like it's I don't know whether it's young, I don't know if it's ADHD, I don't know if it's just their personality. They always have energy, and I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, Eli, you're 14. You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta
sorry, bud.
go. Come on.
This is gonna be a
This is
uh
not for kids. I have
oh,
ADHD. Okay.
I did. This is gonna be unfortunately an 18 plus discussion
Yeah,
live, dude. It's not you. I'm sure you're a great kid, but
yeah, it's not your fault. It's YouTube's
not your
fault.
fault. It's YouTube's
Mhm.
fault. So you have a good time, have a good life, but I'll see you later,
See you
yeah?
in 4 years. Yeah. Hate to do that, but again, that's YouTube's fault. These
And you're
are
fine, Jay.
designed. Yeah, you're fine, Jay. 21.
You're
That's
good.
all good.
You're good.
These are designed and put out there to be, not for underage kids. And for some reason, YouTube does not want to abide by that.
Yeah, it's weird. I put before every single one. It's not made for kids,
Yep, same here.
but somehow, because we generally just kind of bullshit around here. Just random. I mean, the most random topics that come into our head. Doesn't
Mhm.
who knows what we'll talk about at any given time. But sometimes the things we do talk about get either real deep, you know, or they'll get spicy.
Mhm.
So, well, okay, yeah, that's what the Jay must have been typing while I was talking. But yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. Is if you need to be, we figure that the subject matter often can be something that somebody under 18 doesn't really need to be listening to without the permission of their parents, and we can't get permission of their parents. So
42. I'm probably the oldest here. You guys look like 90s kids. Wow, Dark Horse, are you off?
Actually, he's very. I consider myself a '90s kid because I didn't turn like my formative kid years from like 6 to 16 was in the '90s. I figure that
Mhm.
it makes sense to me. The definition, right? I'm
I'm
41.
50. I was born in 75.
Yeah. Hey, he's telling us we look younger than we are. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
At least for us feminine presenting folks, it's a good thing.
there you go. Yeah.
I will take it. It's fine.
Damn, I was off. It's okay. This is
But
dye. This is not real color. This is a dyed color. I did
yeah,
this
and
a
I've
year
got
ago and never went back. So,
and I need to dye. Well, I need to dye this, but I'm considering like emphasizing it. Going darker and making like the real, stripy kind of grays. I'm figuring if I'm gonna go gray, I'm gonna embrace it.
you should. You should. Are y'all dating or friends or say it both? Well, we're internet husband and wife,
Yeah.
but love each other like a brother and sister.
Right. Right. Like
So, if that makes any sense.
his legal wife is okay with all of this. It's fine.
Yes, she's fine. Yes, she's good.
It makes absolutely no sense, but it makes every bit of sense in the world.
Right. There's a fine line being crazy and a visionary. You just have to be a visionary to see it. And we know what that
Right.
line is. So,
Right. It's
mhm.
kind of like having a work spouse.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't been with
Mhm.
my company long enough to have a work spouse,
Mm.
but not with them anyway. I had a
I
work
will.
spouse at my old job, and she was one of the ones that got laid off too.
Ah,
So
yeah. My work spouse is a lesbian who's married,
I mean,
but she hates her wife, so it's okay.
so
So,
okay, if my previous work spouse and I, like, we both got laid off from the job, and so now we don't have a whole lot of contact anymore. Does that count as a divorce or a I'm a widower
divorce. Yes.
divorce? Okay.
Yeah. Hmm. Yep. That's okay.
Oh well.
That's all that matters. There you go.
Hey, you know what? I like Jay's version of doing that because at least it like gives us a cool little animatic thingy to
Yeah,
look
that's
at.
fine.
It's cute.
That's fine. That's fun. That's interactive. That's not being annoying.
Rabbit Viola. Okay, is Rabbit Viola? I'm curious because I have a friend who loves rabbits and plays viola. Is this my friend?
Of rabbits to eat or keep as pets
No,
or
used to raise Angora bunnies to take their fur and make yarn out of it.
aha. Okay. Hmm.
You
You
know
know
me.
me. Okay.
If I know you, okay,
Here's the test.
this is the test. When we were driving towards a certain festival, and you said, "Hey, look, there's an airport." What was it actually? Mm, oh, my gems. Aw, 50,000. I have like 187. Here's a like, how do you get gems on this thing? I don't even know. Like, I know how you get them on like TikTok and stuff, but I don't even
But
know what.
you can buy them. You can buy them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like bits on Twitch. Yeah, I'll buy like 5,000 bits, and then in a couple of months, I'm like, how do I have 50 left? It just flows out of your hands. You just don't get it.
Yeah, it's like because you do certain things like send messages or um,
Mhm.
something like that, and it costs them or something. She knows. Yep. Hi, Leanne.
There we go.
Good to
Pass the
see you.
friend test.
Yeah, Scott knows this story because it was one of those. Good Lord, it was one of those chances where it's like we were hopelessly lost. Megan was arguing. Bestie was arguing with the GPS. I was pissed, and Leanne's in the back like we're all gonna die. You know.
We're all gonna die. I have
Viola
one
as in
chum
Viola
left.
Davis? No, viola as the instrument.
Hmm.
Yes. Yep,
Whoop
you got
whoop.
one left. Save it.
Oh man. So it's my niece's birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
She is sweet 16 today.
It wasn't a terrible thing, Leanne. We made it. We bonded through that experience, right? Right. That was when MapQuest you still had to print out the directions step by step, and
Oh yeah.
90% of them were wrong.
Wrong. Yeah. Hmm.
I did.
Unfortunately, we won't get to see my niece today, of course, because they're down in Jersey. But I did send her gift, so hopefully she'll get that tomorrow. My mom is visiting down there this weekend too, so
Yeah.
getting to hang out with Ami and Mom, Pop, and all that stuff. So
Let's see. What do I got to do tomorrow? I got to um. Let's see. No, I already did the lab work. I think tomorrow's just gonna be a regular old Monday. Again, we're gonna be back to our full weeks after holidays.
well, I'm going to be messed up because this is a full week. The following week we have Monday off, and then the following week I took off. So
Oh wow. Better than Meg said that police. I didn't know. Oh God. Okay. Okay. The year before, we had been driving up to again to the same festival, but because like at the time I had a boyfriend, she had a boyfriend, and my boyfriend had to work late or something, so I had to drive up with him a little bit later that evening, and just we'd meet there and whatever. But Lee, Bestie, and her boyfriend were driving up a little earlier in the one car, and apparently I missed the whole thing, but apparently they were going up, and she runs a stop sign, not not having been there, through that way before. The cop stops her and she looks at him with the most innocent eyes. And I think she just panicked. Honestly, I think she just panicked. And she just looks at him like, but I didn't know the stop sign was for me. And she was a little blonde, blue-eyed child at that time. And so, he starts to he tries to I think he was laughing, like trying so hard not to laugh that he's just like is like, just okay, just go,
just go,
just
just
go.
go. You sweet summer child, you.
Right. Oh yeah, they bright. I did the shiny chrome stuff on them. All the better to see them with when I claw your eyes out. The
There you go.
cop's face, though. Oh God, I wish I'd been there to see it. Oh my God, I'm about to tell your wife. She'd get pissed for waking her up, Jay.
Mm. You're driving on the wrong side of the road. Didn't you see the arrows? Arrows. I didn't even see the Indians. Okay.
Wow.
That's a bad. I know that's a bad joke, but
Dad joke, more like.
it is. It is. It's an old wrestling joke, actually. So, did you see the arrows? Arrows. I didn't see the Indians.
Look at that. He just read. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Uh, I don't know. Kind of missing it, dude. That's all right. Maybe or TikTok. We're not on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Maybe YouTube blocked it or some sort of stupid something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible they block stuff. I know. I had when I was on my stream Friday night. I was on the phone, but I had it
Mhm.
on the laptop too. There was
Yeah,
stuff coming up on the laptop chat that was not coming up on my phone chat. It was
yeah.
very weird.
Well, I know you have to like every single time you have to switch the setting from top messages to all to
That's a good
see,
point.
or
So I
something. Well,
probably
but
didn't do that. That's a good
sometimes
point.
even when you have that fixed, it still does. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's very stupid. Hey, look at that.
It's got
Clap and
it's a little thing.
seal. Got a clap and seal here. This is like a TikTok thing. This is a big on
Yeah,
TikTok stuff.
it's cute though. It's better like on this one than on TikTok because TikTok has been they take like 65% of
Hmm.
the so like you spend 99 cents on a one coin, let's say on TikTok, and I'll only get 40 something cents out of it. It's a waste of your money,
Yeah.
you know. Goddamn cheeks.
Buddy of mine would have his TikTok going and have a lot of followers, and then you can do battles on
Hmm.
TikTok,
Hmm.
and some of those are good, but some of them are just straight up e-grabs. So it's like you're
Yeah,
just
I
stealing
would
money from people.
like. I think it would be fun to do with like a friend, because we'd be trash
Mhm.
talking each other the whole time, but just some random dude that I don't know. Like, well,
Yeah.
what's the point? It's. But news. So I had to
These
reorder. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. You go ahead. Mhm.
I had to reorder those cables. I finally like what I did was I I put and like I went to Best Buy and returned the ones that I'd ordered it by mistake. And I took a picture of what I needed and I showed the guy. I said, "This is what I need." He says, "Okay, well, we don't have it in store right now, but I can order this, actually this for you." Like, okay, we got it.
Mm.
We thought about it, Jay, but it's just not possible.
It's a distance thing.
Geography, man. I hated it
Geography
in school. I
sucks.
hate it now.
Yes.
7
Seven
countries.
countries. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, and Salvador too. Puerto Rico, Colombia. Venezuela. The order saying Donna since and still. Guatemala, Bolivia, Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize. Was that 7? I don't know.
That was more than 7,
Mm.
but what was his name? We got to see a
Man,
panel with that guy
you got to
in
get to meet
Dragon
him. Yeah.
Con, and we actually managed to get him to do that for us. It was like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
Did he do the classic or did he do the revised one?
Um I think it was because like there wasn't any music to it and all this kind of stuff. He just kind of did the
The past
of
one? Okay.
an acapella version.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because he did have to revise it after, because that
It,
was
yeah.
done, I think, still around the time, like
Oh yeah.
Russia wasn't broken up into different territories yet, and
Right.
Kazakhstan and all that stuff wasn't a country yet. So,
And I think just for the sake of brevity, he did the old one. But that was the year we saw they did the Twisted Tunes. And I think I sent you those videos of they did the Lion King in the voices of the oh my god, it was so fantastic.
Mhm. Something, Vivian, I never heard of IShowSpeed Speed until I saw him in the WWE doing a cameo. I had no idea what this guy was. And all of a sudden, boom, he's in the Royal Rumble, and then he gets destroyed by Braun Breaker and fucks up his leg. So, yeah,
Well, that was short.
that was short and sweet. Yep, he deserved it. It's fine.
I mean,
Greenhorn, get out of the business.
it's like you got the heels. Okay, I'm starting to understand a little bit of the terminology here. I was like, okay, you
Mhm.
got the heels that like they are scripted to be the bad guys and to be jerks and whatever. And then you got the actual jerks. It's like, look, you're not getting paid to act like a jackass. Stop it.
Yep. Hmm. Yep. That was a simultaneous sip right there.
Right. Right. I think that's like in any business though. You've got the ones that are like, you're not getting paid extra to be a jackass. What
Yeah.
quit it.
It's like not everyone on every movie set is a nice person. Not everyone on every Broadway play is a nice person.
Right.
You're going to have some divas, some a-holes, some problems. It's just, just with any kind of venture
You
in your
put
life,
you put human beings in the mix. You just gonna
it's going to screw everything up.
yeah.
Now you have D&D today. Do you have the same DM every time, or does that get swapped around? Or
Yeah, it's a long-standing campaign. We've been running this storyline for about a year now,
wow. Mm.
and somehow we're all still alive. Not for lack of trying, I must say.
I'm sure. Yeah. I was just watching a video for my friends from Watch Girls Play. It was like a truncated version of D&D. There's no DM involved. I
Mm.
forgot what it's called. Um, you have your 4 characters that you choose, of course. You have your your XP levels and all those things.
Mm.
Then you go on your quests, and the quests are usually like short term. Uh, People, monsters that you fight or whatever. So
Mm.
roll to see what they get, roll to see what you get. If you have to drink along with this.
Oh, wow.
And if you're sipping your drink and stuff like that, if you lose your XP, of course you die, but you come right back. But you have to pound the rest of your drink.
Oh, God.
So, and then you go to the second quest and third and fourth and fifth and just keep going. So yeah. Hmm.
The shenanigans are a little insane enough. I don't know if we add alcohol to that. I have a Clue, like, okay, the game Clue. I have one that's a version, a D&D version, and it's like it is the strangest amalgamation of Clue the game, where you guess the thing, with a D&D campaign, a short D&D campaign. It is the strangest thing. We had to look at the rules to figure out what the hell we were supposed to be doing the first time, but it was like, it's fun. It's short. You know, I don't know how it managed to work, but
That's insane. Wow. Give me an example of like one of the craziest quests or side quests you guys have been put on.
okay. Well, one that I did when I was a DM one time. At least it's one of the more infamous. Um, we had to a wizard tells us he wants us to go to his down street to his house to fetch a ring from the table beside his bed and bring it back to him. It's a magic ring. He needs it for his spells. Okay. We
Yeah.
go to his house and he says, all you got to do is it's a house where it's the living room, the kitchen, then my room. Simple. 3 rooms, get there. Well, unfortunately, when we go to the house, we open a door 6 or 7 times and there's a new room and a new monster and you know. And so we go and do this. We finally get the ring. We go back to the wizard, give it to him, and he wants us to there's this whole thing about where we're trying to get information from him. This is just a side quest for the main thing, by the way. Because we're trying to get information from him to do our big main thing. That's why we went and got him the ring. It's, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type deal. And so we go back and, he says, he starts talking about, oh, this, thanks for bringing the ring. And we're trying to get the information from him. And for some reason, he goes off on this, like, Alzheimer's type tangent about some purple socks. And we're like, okay, we're trying to get him back on track, but it's like a who's on first deal where he keeps talking about these purple socks and about, he misses his purple socks. He can't find his purple socks. And so, he's so concentrated on these purple socks that one of my players decides to go to the market and see if they have some knitted purple socks that he can buy and bring them back. Right. So I let him get away with it. He goes, he buys the purple socks, he brings them back, say, hey, look, I found your purple socks. And the wizard looks at him like, oh, those are some nice purple socks. They remind me just of my blue ones that I lost. And collectively, I'm sitting there at the head of the table. Collectively, like every single one of my players' foreheads hit the table. I'm like, yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
never mention purple socks to them anymore. I was like, that was one of the most genius things I've come up with in my entire life.
That's fantastic.
Finally, they were able to get whatever piece of information they need from this guy and move on. It was nutty professor, absent-minded professor combined with, who's on first type. Thank God for being a theater kid. I can improv like that.
Hmm. That's fantastic. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
Um, so backpedal here, trying to get the context. So when I started taking bass guitar lessons,
Mm.
um, I went there one day right before my lesson, and my teacher at the time, Henry McFerrin, rest in
Mhm.
power, um, it was in this small music store, and he had this little small room off in the corner that was called the torture chamber.
Oh.
And it was just enough room for a piano, 2 chairs, and a boom box, and a
Yeah.
couple of amps, and that's all it was. So,
Generic practice room, yeah.
yeah, so it was fine. So, I went there for my lesson, and I'm standing out in the main area there, kinda just waiting. All
Mm.
of a sudden, the door opens. One of my best friends walks out of the room with him. I looked
Okay.
at him, he looked at me like, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm taking guitar lessons. I'm taking bass lessons. We can start a band." Right. So we kind of sort of did that when Dark Horse showed up in the thing. I said that was my first band's name. This is it, actually. This was
Oh,
me and my high school friend's idea of doing a band. And so we would get together. We wouldn't do shit. We would never get anything done. We come up with ideas for songs. They would never come to
of course.
fruition.
Of
We could
course.
never concentrate, get stuff done or whatever. So one day they all got together, three of them. It was my friends Rick, Lee, who's passed, and Tom. And they decided to do just a bunch of goofy shit. Yeah, just a really, really random stuff.
Yeah.
It would be one note, and you just go, "Blah!" That's the song. Um, but one of the things they did was my friend Rick actually came up with this very nice guitar chord progression, just
Yeah.
play through that. And he's there playing that. They don't have any lyrics. They don't have any ideas. Lee is there as the singer, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Tom is there, and Tom had just had dental work done, so his teeth are like really hurting.
Ugh.
And he's sitting there watching, and as Rick is playing this very very nice progression, very very simplistic thing,
Mhm.
Lee just grabs the microphone and yells, "Purple shit! Purple shit!" and just constantly come on, hot and steamy, purple shit. He just
Wow.
goes, and Tom is almost bleeding from trying not to open his mouth because he wants to laugh but he can't. His mouth is like almost sewn shut.
Oh
He's
God.
he's literally like falling over. Rick
Oh
is trying
gosh.
to keep playing and not break while he is just randomly throwing this purple shit. So when you said purple socks, that made
Oh
a purple
yeah.
shit.
And by the way, y'all, it's like JFK. I wasn't offended by the comment. I just don't feel like dealing with trolls. And
Yeah,
I,
not that,
from the
dude.
nature
It's
of the
fun
comment, I knew it was a trollish. But anyway,
though.
yeah, no. Some of those things, like it's the most random thing. One of those inside jokes that you just how
Yeah.
how. But that's
Mhm.
cool. You guys, you never got anywhere, but you could tell all the girls you were in a band.
Yay! Then eventually, I did get in a band, a couple of them,
Yeah, yeah,
and one time, well, I showed you footage of me playing with a band one time,
yeah.
and Lee was front row of the
Mhm.
show, and another friend of ours was there too. And I had
Yeah.
written a song called "Barbed Wire."
Ah.
Barbed Wire was four notes and 20 seconds long, and yeah, yes, and all right, 30. Sue me. So one time I asked the two of them, "Hey, you want to come on stage and sing with us?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." So I brought them up there, and they gave them the microphone, and they're like, "What the hell do we do?" I said, just say barbed wire, just yell it, just be stupid. They're like, "Okay, we can do that." We
Yeah.
do the song, we finish up. They're like, "Dude, we couldn't hear a damn thing while you're on stage," because all the sound is coming out of the monitors
Yeah.
on the stage to us, and they're nowhere near them, so they can't really make out anything we're doing. Like, it didn't matter, dude. It's a grindcore song. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So it was fine.
Yeah, that's those crazy, like we've talked about acoustics before. Depending upon where the speakers are, where unless you've got an earpiece in that shows you what you're supposed to be listening to or whatever. Uh, my crazy song coming an entire beat after I But anyway,
Yes.
like so and the thing about it is, I'm surprised, especially with the heavier bands, almost any though that has a live concert with the electronic instruments now, unless it's fully acoustic. I'm surprised any artist can hear anything of what's going on
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Because of all the sound and all the just loud and everything like that, and all the crowd yelling and are singing, out there, and the lack of acoustics. Because sometimes, most of the time, they're outdoors, so it just goes all into the ether.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't hear nothing. Hmm.
But you were saying those that practice room there, that reminds me, and Lee can if she's still in here, she can corroborate this. The practice rooms in the music department where we were upstairs is like they were about the size of closets, right? And they fit a piano bench and a piano. The piano had about yay much room on either side to each wall.
Hmm.
I'm still not convinced that they didn't take apart and put the pianos together in the
The
room to get them in
room.
there.
Oh yeah. Yep, that makes sense. Yep.
It's like
Hmm.
there's no way they could have gotten them out the door. The
Mm-mm.
door wasn't big enough, or turned it around. Like how? But those, like so. And they looked old enough to have been there when the building was built. Um, and they were most of them were slightly out of tune because they only got a tuner to come in once every 2-3 years. But
Mhm.
whatever.
Wow. Uh, Flashing back to that little room right now. Wow. There's
Mhm.
so much, so much. We were talking earlier about the what if scenario. If
Mhm.
I had not spent time in that room with that man, I have no idea what my life would be because
Mhm.
that led to so many things. It's insane.
Well, and there was, it's one of those cases where I went, as a music major for school and well, education major also, and I just decided that like in the end that was not what I wanted to do. So it's like, but even if I had not taken that swerve, what would, what how would different things have been different? It certainly taught me perseverance, as if I didn't have the stubborn will to do that before. But, because it got to the point where Dr. Jones, oh God, again, Lee could corroborate this. That man, if you got past his third year course, you were gonna make it. If you got past, he was the litmus test because it guaranteed that if an education major made it to his third year course, they would either continue on or they would drop and switch to performance major. And about 75% of them actually switched.
Mhm.
I mean, it was a big, but I managed to have, because again, he was very confident in his abilities, but he earned a lot of that. He was good and he knew it. But he had that pompous air. He was every day he came to class all day, every day, 10 hours a day, however much he had to work. His hair was completely combed, like, and his beard was trimmed. He had the little spectacles polished. He had on slacks, dress shoes polished, dress shirt, suspenders, and tie every single day.
Mhm.
Okay. Now his wife worked in the art department downstairs and she looked like she was homeless half the time. So I guess it kind of balanced out. But, you know, but he I had by the time I got to his classes in the third year, I was the only education music ed major left
Mhm.
in my year. I was the only one. So I got stuck with that man for 2 classes that semester. Just him and me. 2. And we had a come to Jesus meeting one day because he had assigned one day. That's the thing about, okay, music professors in college, okay? There's a thing. They have this thing where they don't really want to believe that anything you have anything to do other than their class. Their class is your life. End of
Mhm.
story. Well, the problem was I had 2 classes with him, but also, I had to do practice minimum of 2 hours a day. I had uh I had a full course load of other classes to do homework for. And then I had extracurricular practice with the choir and all this other kind of stuff. And then I had to sleep sometime. But he assigned one day 30 one-page assignments on different topics to be handed in like it was he assigned it Monday, the following Monday, hand them in. So he
Uh-huh.
assigned the equivalent of a research paper you know. Well, the following Monday, I handed in 28, and I said, "I'm sorry, I will hand the other two in tomorrow." Blah blah blah. Well, he gets this disappointed look on his face, and he sighs, and he takes off his glasses, and he says to me, he says, Amanda, I'm disappointed because I just get the feeling that you don't respect me." And I had one of those moments where my mom calls it vapor lock, where your mind just goes like, I call it the record scratch, where you hear that and you're just like, what the hell? So it took me a second to, and because he's going on, about how,
Mhm,
not doing, the best, not doing your best, and all this other kind of crap. And so it took me a second to respond, and I said, I mirrored his pose. I didn't have any glasses on at the time to take off, and but I mirrored his pose with my hands folded in front of me, leaned forward a little bit. I said, "Dr. Jones, this has nothing to do with whether or not I respect you." I said, "This has to do with the number of assignments you have given me and the time in which you've given me to complete them. The math does not add up."
mhm,
I said, and I laid out all the other things I had to do for the other professors, his colleagues,
mhm,
that surely he expected me to complete for them, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And I said, I would appreciate it if you would, if you that you would. How did I say it? I would appreciate it if you would not assume to know how I feel about you based on unreasonable expectations.
mm.
And he looks like he's had this vapor lock moment, like, "Oh my god, a student stood up to me and was respectful about it. What do I do?" And
Mhm.
so he puts his glasses back on and he says, "Well, I'll expect those other two assignments tomorrow." And he just goes on with the class. And I never had a single bit of problem with him after that.
Mhm,
And like, look, dude, I I grew up with a woman who worked with surgeons for a living. You will never be able to match their skill or their ego. I know how to
Nope.
handle this. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Mm,
I was like, because once I got over the shock of he really just said that, I
mhm.
was like, no, this ain't gonna fly.
No.
This ain't gonna fly. Because my mama taught me better than that. Don't respect you, please. Not doing my best in your class. My mama would slap me upside the head long before you ever could get to me. Like,
Mhm.
I'm more scared of her than I am of you.
Yeah, exactly. The woman brought me in this world, she can take me out.
And she would make sure to bring me back so that she could give me a lecture on why that just happened.
Even better. Hi, Tommy.
Morning, Tommy.
Ah, tremendous.
Or she'd get on. She's not too much into the, like, the necromancy and all of this kind of stuff. She'd probably get on the phone with Jesus and be like, "Look, hold her till I can get there, because she's gonna get an earful when I get up there."
Mm. Oh, man. Amazing.
I don't get it, Chris.
I don't get it either. I know
Maybe
what gooning is, but I don't know what Joe Bart is, so I don't really care.
maybe it was a case of the talk to text doing something stupid. Oh, I've had that
Maybe.
before.
Mm.
You have to kind of translate what was actually said. That's Lou. That's Lou. His talk to text, because obviously he's not real, able to type it very well, but his talk to text brats him so hard.
Oh god, yeah, I've seen that in your chat. I feel bad for him. Like, sorry, Lou, dude.
It's too bad that you can't. Well, honestly, I guess sending voice messages on TikTok could get a little dangerous, but you know,
Yeah.
and I don't know how much he can, well, he talks text in his rehab center that he's in, so I guess it's not, that big of a deal disturbing anybody, but
Mhm.
and And he doesn't have that big of an accent, at least that I remember. So I don't know what the talk to text is up to. It's just being a brat.
Yeah, it's being stupid. If he's upstate New York like I was, we don't really have an accent. We just
Yeah.
sound normal, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed like upstate. Okay, unless you're actually in New York City and you're from one of the particular boroughs,
Hmm.
depending upon which one it is, you'll have an accent. If you're from
Hmm.
Jersey, you'll actually live in Jersey and you're hearing it and speaking it all the time, you have an accent. Upstate
Hmm.
New York, not so much.
No, and that also lends itself to a lot of people having a different interpretation of what upstate New York actually is. Some
Right,
people
right.
say, I'm from Albany. That's upstate New York. Well, it's right in the middle, northeast of the state. Yeah, that's upstate. Some people will say, well, I'm in Rochester. That's all the way in the western part of New York. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, it's western New York, Buffalo, Rochester,
sure.
Syracuse, Utica, all that. And then there's people say anything north of New York City is upstate New York. So people who live in Scarsdale, which is not that far out of the city, will say, "Oh yeah, we're upstate." No, you're not.
That reminds me of a joke that a thing I once did where a bit that I once did where it's like, okay, in Louisiana, you not everybody is Cajun. Okay. Where I am on the bottom west corner of the state, we're so close to Texas, we might as well be Texans.
Mhm.
You go over to New Orleans and stuff, they're like the metropolitan Cajuns, okay? They almost have a New York accent.
Oh.
It's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Now you go into in the middle down there of Lafayette, Ville Platte, Mamou, all those. That's the Cajun Cajuns. Those are the ones you cannot understand for the life of you if they start to speak. Okay, and everyone north of Interstate 10 is a damn Yankee. So which is ludicrous because I am. Let's see if I can pull it up. I am on like my town is on Interstate 10.
Mhm.
Okay. So it is so far down in the state to say that everybody north of Interstate 10 is a damn Yankee is just ludicrous. Let's see here. See if I can pull up just a Louisiana picture of Louisiana.
Mhm.
Let's see here. So I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So, Louisiana, all right.
Mhm. Yep.
That's Interstate 10 right there.
Gotcha. Okay, so all that above it is supposed to be Yankee. Okay.
That's why it's a stupid inside joke because
Mhm.
but the North Louisiana folks are country, like they are. We got a little bit of hills up there, but they are like they have a thick
Mhm.
southern, almost Arkansas accent.
I was
So
about to
it's
say
so
it's right there. Yeah.
it's real thick. So like it's so funny to hear the different Louisiana Cajun accents because you want a true Cajun accent, you really the middle, the southern middle is where you're gonna get it.
Mhm.
But so it's one of those where kind of like I don't know, I guess the UK where Yorkshire is totally different than London and
Mhm.
all that stuff. It's like a different country in just all in one.
I found that out when I moved to this state because Vermont is a lot of Vermont is wannabe New York, and also some of the people here almost have like a wannabe West Coast accent. Um,
Oh wow.
a common attribute of that is they don't pronounce the T in certain words.
Mhm.
So we don't go to a mountain, go to a mountain,
Ah,
that kind of thing. It's like it's
yeah,
like an apostrophe instead of a T.
right.
But the northern eastern part of the state is called the Northeast Territory
Okay.
because it's mostly forest and it's a lot of trees up in there.
Yeah, yeah.
So people up there they talk like this there. When you're going up there to Montpelier or Stowe, this is how you speak up
Are they Scottish?
well, it's a strong Irish French heritage. in the state. And that is a lot of what that sounds like up in that area. Northern New Hampshire, same thing, because there the ER in a word is replaced by AH. So boxer becomes boxa.
Ah,
That
gotcha,
kind of thing.
gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, that's funny. Some people get offended by that, but that's funny.
That is funny. That is
That's
funny.
funny. That's like down here. The one common thing though between all these different, accents, the one common thing is we drop the G. So
Okay.
like I'm going to the store. I'm going.
Going. Going. Yep. Hmm.
Quit playing around. No, quit playing.
Quit playing. Yep. Hmm.
Um, or like, okay, and we have a word, that we're going to do instead of we're going to do this. Like I'm going to the store. I'm fixing to go to the store.
Hmm.
Fixing does not mean you are correcting something. It means you're about to.
I'm preparing to. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's so
Hmm.
weird. But yeah, that's our usual thing is we drop the G
Hmm.
in the ing stuff.
Hmm.
It's kind of universal no matter how, thick the accent or whatever it is. It's that particular one. Isn't that a great back scratcher?
Oh yes, it
The
is.
corner of a doorway.
Yep. Bear style.
Yeah. Well, because it can get all up down the back
Right down the spine.
all at
Yep.
once.
Hmm. I'll do this. And Michelle's like, I'm right here. I'll take care of it for you. So, no, I got it. I got it. All right. Oh, yeah. That's a stuff right there.
Well, because then a lot of times it's like, because it's a bad itch, so you've got to really you've got to really hit that
Dig in there. Yeah.
edge. You know,
It's like
it's
sometimes,
like
like, if you
it's
got
not
the
the
cool
skin.
nails like you do and start getting in there, it's like, okay, you get to the point where it feels great. And then it's getting to where you're taking the skin off.
Yeah, yeah. Or like because like in the case where I'm hitting the doorway, it's because the itch is not. It doesn't feel like it's skin deep. No, it feels like it's muscle deep at that point. You ever had one of those?
Mhm. Oh, yeah. It's like, you're trying to, oh, come on. And I don't stretch as good as I used to, so I can't reach that shit.
Right.
So,
God, you should. Okay, at least you don't have to take off a bra.
yeah, that's true. I don't have to do that. I mean, not always, but
Yeah, but see, you're the one. You have it in front of you when you have to do that. You've got an advantage.
yes, that's true. Yes. Hmm. Yep. Man's ear, bro's ear, if you will.
Rosier.
Hmm.
No, it's one of those. It's like, okay, who invented the damn things? It's like, okay,
A
actually,
man
men
did. A
did.
man.
Yes, they did. They really did. Now, granted, oh, a woman, invented the first sports bra. How?
Hmm.
She basically because she wanted to be able to go and exercise and do sports and things like that and not have to wear these really uncomfortable things. 'Cause it was like the 60s at the time, I think. And the bras were just really uncomfortable. She said it was awful. What did she do? She sewed two jock straps together because they had
Hmm.
that beginning of the elastic type thing in them,
Hmm.
and it was the right shape. You just put two of them together, and there you go. And that was the beginning of the sports bra.
Yay! Chesticles. Ah,
Testicles, or as that was dual slingshots. Um, as my dad will say, the over the shoulder boulder holder.
mhm. Yep.
What else? I don't know. There's several stupid, jokes
Yeah,
about
the male equivalent of the over the shoulder boulder holder, the under the gut nut hut.
it. Oh God, it's like we have told the guys that especially like we were doing 12th night and you got to wear tights. It's the Shakespearean something or other.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we're telling these guys they finally they would come to us, especially if it was a new guy. He was just a bit part. He was doing it for an elective. He wasn't actually a theater major. He was doing it for an elective to get an easy A or whatever.
Mhm.
And they would come to us later after the show was over. He says, "We know now what trouble you ladies have with bras because they had to. I mean, we would make them because we don't want to see that. We'd make them wear a dance belt with their tights. They're like, how do you stand it? We're used to it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, talk to the guys. Talk to the guys at the in the athletic department with the jock straps. It's the same thing.
Mhm. I've never worn a jock in my life. You don't wear one if you wrestle pro. You don't do that.
No,
That's
no.
not gonna be good for you.
Hey, but it's like okay, it's got to be. I've never actually worn a jock strap. It's got to be as bad as a thong, though.
Probably. Yeah.
Why? Okay, why would you purposefully give yourself a wedgie?
'Cause it's hot.
Okay, I understand the hot, but it's like okay, I'm telling you, that if I get in a relationship here at any point, I'm going to tell him like, look, I'll find something that's hot, but it's going to be comfortable for me. Damn it!
I don't know.
What
Thongs are
imagine?
just hot. I don't care. I don't care if they hurt the chick or not. They're fucking hot.
No, so you're the
Although,
problem. You're the
yeah, yeah, oh
problem.
yeah,
That's
oh
what.
yeah, definitely. I fully admit that. Yes, exactly. It's just a wonderful thing. It's just fantastic. It's
Wow.
amazing. I mean, there
Yeah.
was one on
No.
the street. I have one on my desktop right now.
Oh God.
A picture,
Yeah.
not an actual
Is
one.
it still? Is it still?
No, it's not Ming. No, it's not Ming.
It's changed someone. Okay.
Somebody else had changed it. Yes,
Okay.
because the ass speaks.
No,
It says,
I am
"Come
all for
hither."
that. It's
It
like
says,
I am
"Come
all
hither
for
and
that.
bury your face in it."
No, see, I understand. I understand that. It's just that can it speak with a different rapper?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they're
Men
just
don't mention I wear them though. Men, you don't have an
no,
ass.
no, no.
Don't
That's kind of like
bother.
the banana hammocks. Just don't do
Yeah,
it.
don't do that. Yes,
Don't do it.
exactly. It's just nasty.
String bikinis are for women.
Right.
Period. End of story.
Yep. Sorry. That single thing the guy wore. What's his name?
Borat.
Borat. Borat.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Don't do that. Come on.
Yeah,
That was a
that's what the.
movie.
It is not attractive. I don't care who it. No,
Mhm. Yeah.
fashion is weird.
Fashion is not existent. It's whatever pervy stuff people want to push out to the mass and say, "Ooh,
Although I
this is
will
what everyone should
say,
be wearing."
like oddly enough, corsets should not be uncomfortable.
No, they should not be. No,
No, if you've got a good one, it's fitted to you right, all this stuff. Ah, see, there you go. You are
that's
correct.
what, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, God bless her if she wants to wear the
that
thong.
that
But anyway,
oh yeah, please. I got to see for you.
but yeah, it's like if it's fitted right, it's the right, size, length, material. You got it. You don't have it pulled too tight.
Hmm.
All that stuff. It should actually be pretty comfortable. Good back support. All that stuff. Shouldn't
It's
be
just the ones
poking or
I see.
prodding you
I
anywhere.
feel so bad for these ladies who, the goth lifestyle is very into the corsets and stuff like that. And
Mm,
we have a friend of ours who's kind of like that, and
yeah.
we've seen some of the corsets she's buying, and my God, she's a skinny little twig, but this makes her looks like anorexic.
Yeah, waspy. Is what they call it, like a wasp. Yeah.
Wasp. Okay, gotcha. Mm,
That was the Gibson girls back in the 1890s, I think it was, that popularized
mm,
that, where
really?
they looked like, and then there was rumors of them taking out ribs to achieve that and
Yeah, I've
all that
heard that.
stuff. You don't actually have to do that. They squish just fine. But anyway, um, no, yeah, that's a little too far for
Yeah,
me.
it's a little
I gotta
much.
still be able to breathe. You can't, like the faint.
Mhm,
I don't want to go so far as fainting couch territory. You know what I mean?
mm-mm, no. Yeah,
But
Michelle used to wear a lot of corsets for her photo
yeah,
shoots and stuff. She had about 6 or 7 at one point. Now she won't, she can't wear them anymore. But
yeah. Well, a friend of mine actually, because she did a lot of cosplay and she did like she was a vendor and an actor at like the local Ren Fair and all this kind of stuff. And so she wore corsets a lot and she was very comfortable when she had back surgery instead of wearing the brace that they gave her because the brace was seriously uncomfortable. She wore a corset to keep the her spine straight and all that kind of stuff. She said it and she said it was very comfortable. She was able to do what she had to do, and she went to the doctor and told them this, and they said, "I can't believe that works, but keep doing it." So
All these devices that can be used in various, lifestyles. Just some of it
well, it's
don't
like
get it.
if I had had it at the time, I didn't, but I had sprained my ankle and I had to use a walking boot for a while for like 6 weeks, and I was in a pair of tennis shoes when I sprained this ankle. I'm that clumsy. Um, but if I had had a friend of mine, her feet were smaller than mine, so I couldn't use hers. But she had the combat boots that laced up all the way up that were like super tight and super sturdy because it was a thick leather and a real big, thick,
Mhm,
comfy sole. I was like, I could have used those. But
mhm,
yeah, her feet are like 2 sizes smaller than mine, so it was like it definitely wouldn't have worked.
mhm,
That's the only reason I think I got through, like, roller skating and stuff because you could lace up real tight and protect your ankles.
mhm. Yep. Yeah, that's a thing too with wrestling boots. The pair I had, it went all the way up my calf,
Mhm.
and you lace that thing up real tight,
Oh,
so
yeah.
your ankle's not going anywhere.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
there was this trend that started. I forget who started the trend. It was in the 2000s. I was guilty of this too. Um, you would wear wrestling shoes, which are
Mhm.
what amateur wrestlers wear, and there's no protection on the ankle or anything above that.
Yeah.
It just covers the
Yeah.
foot. Well, they would wear that shoe, pro wrestlers would wear that shoe, and then they would buy kick pads, MMA
Oh,
style kick pads. Usually there's a hook at the bottom
yeah.
of it that goes around the foot, and then you pull up the rest of it that goes
Mm.
over your calf. They look
Yeah.
cool, and if you're gonna kick someone in the back flat, makes a good sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts, but it's gonna hurt anyway. So it's good, but the ankle is not protected at
No.
all. So
And
you
with
had to
the
be
with
very
the yeah, with the amount of like, with the way you guys tend to land, if you don't have
careful.
I'm surprised most wrestlers didn't wear sea collars just in case, you know? They probably should have. But
Mm,
yeah, no, you gotta take all the extra, help you can get in that
yeah.
case. It's just not wise to do
Mhm.
without that.
That was one of the weirdest things, like, pro wrestlers are just a different breed in the fact that we we understand the pain we're going to be putting ourselves through. We don't mind the pain we're going to be putting ourselves through. We actually will formalize a way for our bodies to be destroyed for the cheer, the roar of the crowd, and afterwards you're like, yeah, yeah, it hurt, but it's okay. It's like, what the? Why did you hit me in the head with a chair 5 times? Oh, the crowd loved it. Oh, all right.
I mean, wrestlers are followers of rack.
Yeah. Mm, yeah, pretty much.
For anybody that doesn't know, it's risk-aware consensual quink.
Yep. Now, James, I was a pro wrestler in the independents for
I've
years.
hung around him enough that I'm starting to understand
Yeah.
the jargon. Oh, I thank you, Nexus.
Thank you, Alexis. Yes,
But,
we all
yeah, so I'm starting to understand a little bit of the jargon. I can sort of speak intelligently on it.
know. And that's fine. Yeah.
Mostly I just ask leading questions.
Ask questions. That's fine. It's okay. Oh yeah. We're in the locker room and you're formulating matches. It's like, okay, I'm going to we'll bring the chair in. I'm gonna wedge it in the corner. I'll send you reverse me. I'll go head first. When I go head first, I'll stagger back. You grab the whatever, waffle me with that. I'll go down. You go to the top. When you jump off, I'm going to put the foot up. You take in the chin, spin around. I'll kick in the balls. I'll pick you up, power bomb you on the floor.
Now, James, I'm not a pro, but I can do the wrestling.
Yeah. Yes.
Not highly trained, but anyway.
No, no, exactly. She doesn't
Mhm.
mind being tied up, but not as a wrestler. But
No. Like, okay, yeah, because I mean, I think they're just no, he actually was a pro wrestler, truly.
mhm.
In those years ago when, the body said, "We can deal with this."
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Nowadays, oh god. Like, I can barely, like, you know, I twist the wrong way closing my car door and I hurt my back.
Hmm.
So, trying that today, probably not.
Nexus, if you go to my channel, it's Mr. Scott. You're going to see a brand new video where I just rebooked WrestleMania 3 without Andre the Giant. So check that out and you'll see my wrestling
Right,
prowess.
cool.
No, wrestling did not pay well in the independents. It does not pay well. Sometimes you didn't get paid at all. You got a
Right.
sandwich and a hot dog and a thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Unless you get to like WWE level, it
Yeah,
ain't
you
gonna.
ain't making shit. You ain't making shit. So
Yeah. It's kind of
that's why
like
you.
the touring bands that unless you got a record deal,
Hmm.
even then sometimes unless you're like, I can play the Super Bowl halftime, you're probably not gonna
Hmm.
make much money.
Yeah.
So the wrestling was just foreplay, among other things. How
Hmm.
does someone make it to the WWE? That's an interesting question.
Oh boy. So first of all, you have to. Um, you can do one of two ways nowadays. You can find a wrestling school anywhere in the country now, but you need to research to see if they actually have legitimacy and know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
Because you can just slap a sign on the wall saying so and so's pro wrestling school. They've never had any experience. So you can do that, or you can move to Florida and you can sign up to try out at the WWE Performance Center. Um, Understand that if you have no athletic background, if you've never seen a gym, if you don't understand nutrition, you ain't going nowhere. All
Right.
right. It is not going to happen. You can live on the independence if you want, but eventually, about 5 years, you're going to be broken, beaten, scarred, and won't be
Right.
able to do it anymore.
Right.
So you need to have a basic understanding that what you're going to be doing is a performance. It's going to hurt. It's not real. And live with that.
Right. I think Nexus is partially right. I feel like being an amazing wrestler isn't the only thing you need. A lot of
Connections.
times
Yes.
it's partly who
Mhm.
you know and not necessarily what you know.
Have you ever suplexed the blonde? No, not yet.
And this is gray, by the way,
Yeah,
unfortunately, but it's okay.
it
Again,
does look it
geometry.
does look it does look blonde in the light. I will
It
say
kind
that.
of does. Yeah, it
Yeah,
kind of does.
yeah, it does. No, but
You got the
yeah,
dark roots. Oh my god.
hmm yeah, suplexes, different kinds. They're fun. Um, but yeah, and knowing someone connections that is across the board in life.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Oh
not
yeah.
just in pro wrestling; it's in everything.
In the business world, in the acting world, the musicians world,
Hmm.
everything. Even in oh god, because even in the medical world, it's like there was a huge good old boy system at the last company I worked for. The doctors apparently could do no wrong. But anyway,
Hmm.
a pile driver. I don't know if a pile driver is like okay. I have to research like some of these, and I have to just look up. Okay, Google pile driver and see what they do because it's like I
Yeah.
vaguely have an idea, but it's like okay, which move are we talking about here?
I've taken, so many of those moves in my time. I've been pile driven, I've been power bombed, I've suplex slammed, all that stuff. The worst injury I ever got was just from a chop to the top of the head.
Ow.
And that's where my spine compressed and I lost feeling in my legs for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine
That
that.
was the worst thing. Those are the things that really can mess you up worse than the other moves because the moves are coming and you can prepare, you can prep
Mhm.
yourself. So,
Don't
oh
Google
well.
pile driver, it'll bring up adult stuff.
That's Austrian
Have
pile
your
driver, and that's all different.
it's like have your Google search on safe mode, but yeah,
Office.
those more complex moves, you probably know also how to kind of roll into them or fall into them or however it is,
Mhm.
you know.
All moves, you're either landing on your back or your front. That's it. And always keep your chin tucked. You
Mhm.
always tuck your head. You don't
Mm.
want to land straight down. You land the back of your head, neck, and stuff like that. Do y'all like to watch MMA? I don't watch MMA. I don't get into it
Yeah.
because there's no drama unless they really start beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, it's kind of
Whereas
like
wrestling,
boxing.
there's
It's
drama.
a match in the ring. It's.
Right. Yep. Wrestling, there's a story to it. So
Right.
that's what I'm intrigued by.
It's like I learned to pratfall in in theater. It's like, okay, if you're gonna fall, you don't just fall.
Hmm.
You fall to your knee, to your hip, to your side, and then you kind of domino down, I guess is how you would say it.
Mhm.
YouTuber fights are nothing but drama. Oh yeah, I believe that.
That's true. That's true. Yep.
But yeah, so it's like you learn how to kind of collapse rather than hit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that was an interesting way because, like, I've fallen many times in my life. I'm that clumsy, but now I know how to roll into it, kind of thing. So to
Mhm.
minimize the injury.
Yep. The last time I can remember that I slipped and fell was a couple years ago in my work's parking lot because it was so icy.
Mm, yeah.
I didn't have the right shoes on, and when I stepped out of my car, my left foot went down to the ground. It went out from underneath me, and literally I landed like this.
Oh, so on your arm, yeah.
But I'm dispersed. I mean, you see how
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
see how this my body is stretched out
Right.
like this. So
Mhm.
basically, I landed an elbow drop, which dispersed all throughout my body. So I was able to like land like this
Right, right.
on the ground, but then I was able to get right back up.
Yeah.
So it didn't hurt as much. I have landed flat on my back on wood and concrete and pretty much gotten right back up because I knew how to bump, I knew how to disperse the energy.
Right.
So he's the only one that didn't take Jake's bribe, right? Yep. Oh yeah, I saw the results of the Josh Anthony Jake Paul fight. What a bitch.
And sometimes, like, in those cases, like you say, if it's scripted, like how much of that was in the script and how much of it was, the guys really trying to say, look, I really want this. I want this to continue my career. I want this to look good, you know, help a guy out here.
This is the piece of advice for everyone out there. Any sport you watch, if there is money involved, there's a fix always in. Okay.
Mhm.
Ready
Yeah.
to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
You're not going to let two men in a ring decide where $50 million are going to be dispersed. That's not going to happen. Mike Tyson
Mhm.
took the money. Mike could have mobbed Jake. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, what point in Tyson's career was this? Was he at the point where it's like, look, I don't care
This
if I
was
look
recent.
bad. I'm good.
This was recent. This was a couple years ago.
Recent. Yeah. So he
Um,
probably was like, who cares? I'm big enough. I don't, if I lose, who cares?
because he knew the payoff was going to be huge. That was the thing with Mike Tyson when he started. Mike Tyson was the young up and coming
Hmm.
superstar of boxing, mowed through everybody, and it got to a point where promoters didn't want to have Mike fight
Because
because
they would definitely, yeah.
Mike would just knock these guys out and not realize you have to give the people their money's worth. The infamous
You got to draw it out for a while.
Yep. The infamous fight he had, I think, with Leon Spinks. This was 1989, maybe something like that, or 88.
Yeah, it
They
lasted
was
what, less than a minute?
something like that. And he knocked him out, within the first round.
Yeah,
And people were pissed because they were paying $1,000 for a
a seat.
ringside seat.
Mhm.
And, the promoters would go to Mike and's like, dude, we know you can knock him silly. Can you carry him 7 or 8 rounds and then knock his dick stiff?
Yeah, like,
So,
play with him play with your food a little bit here.
mhm.
Like,
And that's why they had to go to Japan, and they put a guy in the ring named Buster Douglas
mhm,
and told Buster, train hard. You got to teach this boy a lesson. And Mike Tyson was told, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. And Douglas beat him.
mhm.
And nobody saw that coming. And
Yeah.
that was a message to Mike to say, look, you are tough in the ring, good for you. We're making money on your ass.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
I learned a little bit more about boxing just because of, again, most of the folks that I knew were more interested in the actual fight itself, not necessarily the story behind it.
Right.
But,
Mhm.
so I knew a little bit more about boxing, and the greats that, did the in their stuff, but it's still a little fuzzy sometimes. Me, no, okay, I still don't necessarily like it now.
No, fine. Mhm.
But I know, my friends are interested, and I mean, I love, my first date with a guy, and this guy is basically my brother now. We dated for like 2 weeks, and we're like, you know what? we're better off as friends. It's cool. First date was to a WWE when they came down here to town, and like he was so excited because Roman Reigns was here, and all the other, like, got actually shook his hand and all this kind of stuff. He was so excited, and I'm sitting there like, yay, cool, awesome. Like,
Thanks
it
for
is
the
what it
party
is.
hall, Nexus. This is very nice.
Thank you. As like I know how to appear, like, okay, I know how to, when somebody is, I'm not necessarily, interested in something or whatever, I know how to either, get interested because I can ask the correct questions, or I enjoy asking questions of them because I see the interest they get into it, and I can keep the conversation going because I've learned how, just general upbringing, the southern hostess with the mostest kind of upbringing, to learn the ask those leading questions and keep the conversation going. Old people love me.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, we're not in the same house. We're not even in the
No,
same state.
right. uh it's kind of like work spouses, Nexus, which,
Right.
he
Yeah.
has an actual spouse, like legal paperwork and everything, but we're
Mhm.
like YouTube spouses. See,
Mhm.
it you'll get it. But anyway,
It's complicated.
it's complicated. But yeah, it's one of those, like, because I can sit there and I can talk, they can talk to me about their old stories and the things that I'm inside, I'm about to fall asleep. But
Right.
outside, I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, but what happened with this, and what does that mean?" And they're
Mhm.
going on, and they love me.
Right. I'm sure. And it's also
Sure.
like what I try to do with Panda here when I talk about wrestling is I try to give her the stories behind the scenes,
Right.
on the road, the
Mhm.
interesting stuff. When you talk about wrestling that's happening on television, the storyline, stuff like that, it's
Right.
not interesting for someone who is not interested in that particular paradigm. So you tell them the silly, goofy shit, and they're like, you did
Because it's
what?
yeah, it's fun, and I mean, and telling me the mechanics of it a lot of times. Hey, Bubby, what you doing? Like, you finally awake? Yeah.
I'm awake, but I'm hyper.
And
Oh
she's like,
dear. Oh
Mm,
dear.
mm-mm.
she
She's
has her
also
paw on my head.
she
I can feel the
Like,
claw.
stop,
yeah.
stop. All the
She
Who are the
wrestlers
wrestlers
on the
on
wall.
your wall? All
up
right.
her nails.
I need to display my wall here. Hang on a second.
Let me see
All
that.
right.
You want white?
Nope, it's fine. That is just incredible. Autograph picture there. That's me and Michelle on a poster with King Kong Bundy.
Oh, hey.
And that's our buddy JP Black.
And we main evented.
And we main evented that over
Oh, very
Bundy.
cool.
Thank you very much.
Dang. Okay.
There's Tito Santana. I wrestled Tito. Great guy.
Main event.
Harley Race. Ricky Steamboat. Midnight Express with Jim Cornette. All these are autographed, by the way, to me and Michelle. Like, yeah, that says to Scott and Michelle from Jim Cornette. And that's R.A. Melioff from who is Leatherface in the third Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And that
So
is Michelle's great grandmother.
Great grandmother.
Great grandmother. This is
My
Michelle's
wife's side.
great maternal great grandmother. There you go. So,
fire collection, he says. Very good.
fire,
Fire.
switch. There we go. Fire, pizzazz, guts.
It's like, what was that? What is that? The spoof of the modeling. More passion, more fire. You know.
More passion, more passion, more energy, more energy.
Give it the Vogue.
Yeah, Vogue this.
Right.
What?
Oh yeah, and there's also this is a portrait of Michelle when she was
Look at
6.
puppy. Oh, my hair used
Yep.
to be that color. That carrot top when I was
Hmm.
when I was that little.
Yep. So we have all kinds of stuff here. This was a painting that Michelle's grandmother made.
Baby.
Yep. She loved to paint. Michelle's Chicago poster.
Of course.
I know it's hard to tell, of course, with the glare, but there's that.
Well, I mean,
This was my father's portrait of city. This is a portrait of Albany, New York, my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there's that. And there's our wedding thing.
Thing. It's a
Yep,
thing.
it's a
Program
thing.
or some such thing. Why does the wedding have to have a program? But anyway,
Yep.
Great.
it's kind of like You're
You're
talking
not
about
on board.
the models that have to do the Vogue and the more passion and all, okay,
Mhm.
I understand like models like okay in that way because you are over exaggerating everything. It's kind of like
Mhm.
being a theater kid or a choir kid or wrestling or whatever. Because it's on a stage and there's people, like even now that they've had it, cameras and you can do close-ups, you're over exaggerating everything and you feel like such a fool doing it, but it translates right to the audience.
Mm.
So you have to feel foolish while you're doing it, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on a traditional stage where there's, no cameras and you have to those expressions have to be seen back row type,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
The stupider you feel, the better it works.
But it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you watch, again, back to the wrestling thing, watch how some wrestlers will throw a punch.
Mhm.
It is so wide and wild with what they do. Why?
Terrible
Because
technique.
terrible technique. It would never work in real life,
Mhm.
but you're doing it so the guy who is in way up in the back of the arena can
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's like for stage punches, especially, you have to do the big wide thing, and you're half the time you're hitting the palm on the side or something like that, and so you have to do the big wide exaggerated thing and turn in really weird ways so the audience doesn't see the palm hit, but
mhm,
it also translates as it's a scene where somebody's really 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 pissed and it is a dramatic, pinnacle of the thing scene. And so in order to get the emotion behind it, you got to over exaggerate the movement,
right.
you know.
Also a lot of
Mhm.
sets and all the banks.
Yeah, championship belts too.
So it's like, it is one of those cases where you have to just you got to resign yourself. You're going to feel like a fool, but it's
Mhm.
going to work.
And pro wrestling nowadays, instead of throwing punches, they throw forearms
Yeah, I
because
don't
the
know.
forearm can land in this area
Without, yeah.
without killing you. You
Yeah.
know, a punch to the nose will break your nose. A punch to the eye will split your eyebrow.
Orbit.
So you have to be if you throw the forearm, it's a little bit safer.
Yeah,
You
because it
feel it, but it
distributes it
doesn't kill you.
distributes the force along a
Yeah.
larger area. A
Mhm.
pinpoint of to your artery is bad.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That
And
goes away.
then if you're throwing a punch,
Hmm.
loose. You're
Yeah.
not like this.
Mm-mm.
Loose and boom. You can do that. Doesn't hurt.
And I learned how to because like obviously throwing a punch with these not good, but I've
Not
learned
happening.
how to take and instead of doing a traditional punch, do with the heel of your hand up or the side of your fist
Hmm.
or the back, completely backhand them, right?
Yeah.
Don't throw a traditional punch. Just put all your weight in those different, so that you don't actually. Because even if I pop these off, I'd have jagged edges that
Hmm.
can
That's
potentially
a
cut me.
good one there. Yep.
You know, hi, baby. You're doing what my cat does, sleeping on the clean clothes.
Yep.
No,
Mhm.
no, this is made just for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They like
It's
jeans.
just a cut off denims and a blanket. So
Wonder if they actually have gold or silver in them. If they're actually like the WWE guys, they might actually be, but the stuff we can buy, probably not. Maybe.
no,
I'm
that's
not.
all plastic back there.
Yeah.
That's not
I was gonna say
gold.
the stuff we could afford, probably not.
Yeah.
That's like the Olympic gold medals are actual gold, but it's
Hmm.
only because it is the Olympics.
Right.
These are heavy replicas.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You want to do that later?
So you can turn it off. Thank you. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I read a thing where that like it is only in recent years have the Olympic gold medals, gold, silver, bronze, actually started to not be solid because of the price of the especially gold. But they used to
Yep.
be solid gold, these big, thick, heavy, and they'd keep them in a safe, because obviously, you can't. They'd be worth so much. Worth so much as they are. Yeah, they were when they were solid. I think I don't know if they put something in them now. I don't know the exact makeup of the thing, but if they may put some kind of like lead or something in them to make them that heavy still, but I'm not sure.
There we go.
But that's like pennies now. They took those out of circulation because it costs
Yep,
more to make them than they actually are worth.
exactly.
I think it's what 3 cents for 1 penny.
Oh, at least.
So it's
And
like
then,
a 3 to 1 type.
I work in finance,
Yeah.
and we still will try to contemplate the logic
Mm.
behind sending someone a residual check for less than $1 overnight.
And the postage. Oh, brother.
Uh-huh. So yeah. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
The Heisman, I'm not sure. I'm actually gonna look that up. Nexus, I want to know what it's made of.
Mm,
Let's see. Bronze. It's cast bronze instead of
cast
gold.
bronze. Okay.
I thought it would have been bronze. It looks bronzy, but I don't know if I didn't know if they made it, completely out of bronze or if it was just a bronze colored metal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start to wrap it up here because we had to check on our neighbor. I got to hit the
Yep.
store and do all kinds of fun stuff. And you got D&D happening today.
Yep.
So,
And I gotta go to the pharmacy and all that other kind of jazz. So
mhm.
gotta be an adult before I go D&D,
Yeah, I guess you have to. So, it's the price you pay.
I guess.
All right, y'all. Well, thank everyone for hanging out today. Thanks for all the little gifts and stuff like that.
Yep.
And yeah,
It
Nexus,
was
nice
nice
meeting
meeting you,
you.
Nexus.
Yep,
Good
you take
conversation
care.
points. Stick around, come back. I'll probably be next Sunday around this time.
Hmm.
So, all right. See y'all later on the flip side.
On the flip side.